Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are calling in the world. I am Michael Taiwo, founded the Michael Taiwo Scholarships about 6 years ago. And since then, we've been having this annual scholarships. And I think last year or 2 years ago, we started having a webinar just before the scholarship to answer questions that you may have and put you in the best position to succeed. It's a very competitive scholarship, and I wish you really the best. So thank you for joining. I'm going to go through the form, and then after that, I will turn it over to you for questions and answers. And if there is something you ask that I'm not able to answer, I'll maybe think about it and then we'll share the answer on our social media channels. So hopefully you're following us here on LinkedIn or Facebook or X. That way, if there is anything that we couldn't get to today, we can share it then. Let's jump in. I'm sharing my screen. Can somebody maybe put it in the Q&A to tell me if they are seeing the screen? Okay, so very good. Because if you are not seeing the screen, then this is not going to work as intended. So one of the things you would see in the 2025 application form, I think we did it last year too, is there is actually a video. So if you didn't attend this webinar and you are going to be filling this form, you're going to see this video anyway, and this video is going to help you answer many questions. So what I'm doing live now, I did it actually like an hour ago, recorded the video and updated the form with it. So if you click on the video, it will play and it would, yeah, again, it's going to answer many of the questions here. And the video is an embedded video. And so it doesn't make the form to be too cloggy and buggy and hard to open. So even if you are in a place where the signal is weak, you should still be able to open this video. All right, so how do you fill the form? You just type in your name, your last name. You see things are showing here in capitals is the way we've programmed the form. So whether or not you type in small letters or in capital letters, it's going to show up in capital letter. There are only two genders, so you pick male or female. Email address, you type in your email address. The phone number here, we default it to Nigeria because over 85% of our applicants are from Nigeria. So to make it easy for the majority of the people, we make it here. But if you're not from Nigeria, all you just need to do is click the drop down and pick the country you're from. So say you're from Burkina Faso. You click that and you type in your phone number. Okay. And the reason we collect your phone number is so that you will be easy to reach. Sometimes we might need to call you or text you because we want to get a hold of you. So that's why we collect that, and same as the email address. So make it easy for us to be able to reach you, because it might not be easy for us to reach us. But at least if we need to reach you, make it easy for us to reach you. And then you want to put your X handle. This is mine. Your LinkedIn. If you don't have, that's fine. But if you do have, you want to put it in there. This is something that it's being requested more and more, even for job interviews and for visa interviews these days. So you should get used to people asking you things like this now in a form. It's the new normal. Also, nationality, we programmed Nigeria to be top, Nigeria and Ghana. So the rest will be alphabetical, but because most of our applicants come from Nigeria, to make it easy for them so that, thousands of people don't have to scroll down to look for N, we put Nigeria on top. And the same too from Ghana. We have hundreds of people from Ghana, so we make that also number 2. So if you're from Nigeria or Ghana, you don't need to look into the remaining of the list. And the reason I'm emphasizing this is one of the common questions we get, like, Nigeria is not on the list. Nigeria is on the list. It's just like it's number 1. It's not alphabetical. And it's to make things easy for you. So nationality, you pick Ghana and you move on. If you pick Nigeria, though, an extra question shows up, which is your state of origin. So you want to select your state of origin. But for all other countries, pick Belarus, it's just, another question is not going to show up. So country of residence means the country that you're currently living in, the country you are now. So if you are from Nigeria and you're still in Nigeria, you select that. But if you're now in Belgium, you click Belgium. So let's assume you're from Nigeria, but right now you are in Chad. So you can say Chad. Country of your undergraduate university. So if you went to school in Nigeria, you click that, and then there will be, what kind of school did you go? Starting last year, we started considering people from polytechnics. So there is a place there for them as well. You went to a public university, and then you can start searching. So this is Oba Awon University. Yeah, so right there, you click it. And your undergraduate field of study, maximum GPA. This depends on your school. If your school uses a percent system, you click on 100%. And say you're at 99%. That might be your GPA depending on the school. Many schools, they go, okay, so if you make any error, you're going to see this red bar. And if you click on see errors, it will tell you what the error is. So you don't need to freak out, just fix the error, and then the red is going to turn to green. Some schools use 5, some 6, 7, 4. So let's say this is a school that uses score. You pick 3.78, for instance. So this is your GPA. The class of degree, first class. In all of these fields, we created the drop down to make things fast, easy, consistent, and also to make the data that we receive clean, which makes it faster to process. That's why we can process, 13,000 applications in a reasonable time. So that's the idea behind the drop down. But if your own class of degree, for instance, if it's not here, then you click order. The same thing too with university. You might not, for whatever reason, you might not find your university. We try to put as many universities as the form will allow us in here. But if your university is not here, for instance, just type other, click on it, and then type the name of your university. So yeah, so anytime, I think country, we put all the country in the world in here, so that shouldn't affect the country. But things like university or class of degree, if something is not there, just click order, and then there will be a field in here that you can type whatever you want to type. So I'm just going to click first class, year of graduation. of your undergrad. We are going to ask about advanced degree later, but the year of graduation of your undergrad, say 2018. And then, do you have an advanced degree? Basically, do you have a master's? So we're not asking for certifications. Okay, so if you're an Amazon Web Service certified this, or you have this Google certification, that's not what we're asking for here. This is strictly, do you have a master's? It can be LLM, it can be MA, it can be MSc, it can be MNch, whatever it is. That's what we're asking here. So do you have an advanced degree? If the answer is no, then it's no. You move on to the next question. Or if you're currently in an advanced degree, then you click in progress, right? And if the answer is yes, then it will ask you questions about your advanced degree. So say you're having your graduate degree right now in Ghana, a private university, and it's, let's say this is where you're having your graduate field of study. It's in social sciences. And you finish there with, say, 80%. Okay. Then the class of degree, post extension, type of graduate degree, some masters in arts, some masters of science, and you just finish. Do you have any other advanced degree? If the answer is yes, then repeat the process. If the answer is no, then you move on to the next one. People have been typing questions, so I'm going to take a quick break to glance at the questions. Good evening, good evening. Can you be more audible? Oh, I hope I'm more audible now. I can see your screen. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I see a question around, is it okay to upload my cover letter or CV? So there is no place on this form. That's a good question, and it's a question we get often. There is no place on this form for uploading anything. So you won't be able to upload your CV, you won't be able to upload your cover letter, your pictures, your transcript, your certificate, nothing. This form is just strictly you filling the form at this stage. And the reason is because we are going to screen so many people out. You know, that's just the nature of the application. Most people won't get it. Yeah, very few people will get it. So to conserve our own IT resources, we choose not to request for any document at this stage. So last year we had over 13,000 applications. So imagine if we've collected 13,000 CVs, 13,000 transcripts. Where are we going to store all that? That costs money, because now we have to buy terabytes of storage to store all that, and we don't need it. So because of that, at this stage, we only ask you to fill your forms, type your responses, and then the stage where we will ask for your CV and transcript will be at a later stage, and it will be for a smaller set of people. So just keep that in mind. It's good for you to have your CV ready. It's good for you to have your transcript ready, because, you know, we might call you and all of these things will happen rather quickly. We're opening June 16, we're closing June 27, and by, you know, all of July will be selection, and maybe the first half of August. By the end of August, everybody's going to hear back from us. So things will start happening quickly. So it's good that you have it, but you will not be able to upload anything at all on this form. The form is strictly you're clicking boxes, you're typing things, you're selecting from drop down. That's all the form is designed to do at this stage. So any other advanced degree, no. If you've written the GRE or GMAT or TOEFL, then you click yes and you tell us about it. So say you wrote the GRE last year and say you wrote it in May 22 last year. You select it, your score was 170. If you have a perfect score, say your percentile is 96, saying your verbal, you had 165, percentile is 99, in your analytical writing, you have 5.5. So that's it. If you've not written the GRE or any standardized exam, just say no. Now, if you say no, you will notice that a second question will come up to ask if you've registered for one, because sometimes you've registered, but you've not taken it. So technically the answer is no, you've not written a standardized exam, but you might have already registered and you're going to be sitting for one, say July 15 or August 1. So in that case, you want to say, I've not written the standardized exam, but I have registered for one. In that case, tell us what you've registered for. You might have registered for the TOEFL, and if you click this calendar icon, this will show up. So you might be scheduled to write the GRE on July 26. So you pick July 26, 2025. If there is another exam that you need to write, say the TOEFL, click on it. And again, you can use so you want to write the TOEFL June 24, you let us know. Let's assume you made a mistake. You actually are only going to be writing the TOEFL. You click, you delete. Or it could be no, the answer could be no. It could be that you have not written a standardized exam and no, you've not registered to write one. And then in that case, you click no and no. And then we come to the most important part of this application. Why should we select you for this scholarship? Wow, we have 305 people on the call. That's amazing. There's clearly some interest in this scholarship, and honestly, I wish you all the best. Now, why should we select you for this scholarship in 150 words or less? So, type, yeah, you can use AI maybe to correct your grammar and things like that, but write authentically. Okay, write authentically. Write what is true. Write what is from your heart, because we read these things and we base our decisions on them. Sometimes it's very close. Maybe there are two people that honestly I could just close my eyes and pick any one of them, and it will be the right decision. And sometimes we go into here and read and say, this guy said this, but this lady said that. What should we use? So this is key, and we're just making you have practice for when you're applying to graduate school too, because they are also going to be asking things like this. In their own case, they might ask for maybe your life story or your research plan or your statement of purpose. So why should we select you for this scholarship? And to prepare for this, you just need to learn more and more about the organization that you want to be a part of. Because if you become an MT scholar, you become a part of the family, and you want to know more. I'm always amazed that sometimes you see applications and you know that this person knows nothing about us, but you want them to select you for the scholarship. So it doesn't always It doesn't always work like that. So go to our website, go to our social media handles, read about the scholarship. If you know a past winner, schedule a time with them, talk with them, learn from them. So yeah, so type, say something nice. Don't just say something like, "Oh, I need the money." Yeah, of course we know you need the money, but why should it be you? I know somebody else that needs the money. Uh, there is no minimum amount of words that you can put in here, but of course there is a maximum of 150. Well, I guess there is a minimum. The minimum is 1, because if you don't put anything, it's going to say, if I just go in here and I try to answer a question, oh, maybe it doesn't, yeah, I guess you could leave it blank, but I wouldn't advise it. Okay. Do you have a disability? If you're wearing glasses, the answer is no, So every year we get yes, yeah, and then we say, what kind of disability? People click vision, and then they say, I use corrective lenses. Big deal. So many people use corrective lenses. So, but yeah, if you're legally blind, or if it's an other type of issue, then let us know. Um, so we have mental, we have mobility, we have hearing, but if it's something else, Now also, don't be corny. Yes, last year, quite a number of people, not a lot, thankfully, but quite a number of people actually, they pick order, and then they pick the financial disability. That's not really what we mean by disability, okay? We mean something, physical. So, or mental. But if you don't, then click no. Consent to provide academic transcript. If you are, fortunate to progress to the later stages of the selection process, at some point we will ask for your transcript. So here we're just seeking your consent in advance to say, you understand that you're going to have to upload it at a later time. That does not mean that we're asking for it right now, because like I said before, the form cannot take documents. This particular form cannot take documents, okay? And it's on purpose, is to help us manage our storage. So we're not asking for it right now. Don't email it to us. That's what some other people do. They fill the form and then they email us their CV or their transcript. We're not going to use it. There is nothing that we'll use that email to do, except you've just given us more work to do, which is delete. So don't email us your transcript. Don't email us your CV. If we need it, we will reach out to you. Then consent to receive emails from us. This is required by our email provider, that we don't send mass emails if we've not received consent from people. So if you say, no, don't send me an email, then, we won't send you an email. If you want us to reach out to you, then you click yes, I agree that you guys can reach out to me. And that's it, guys. Even with me talking and talking, it took me 20 minutes, but for you, it's probably going to take you like 5 minutes or so, because you just click the answers and you move on. It works well on mobile devices as well. Yes, I'm using a laptop because I'm doing this webinar, but it works well. Most of you will be using your mobile devices, and it works well there as well. And you click submit. Now, when you submit, something interesting happens. You will get a unique ID. And that unique ID is unique to you. You need to keep it somewhere, because we are going to be using this to reach out to you. In fact, for the purpose of this application, this unique ID is more important than your name, you know. So you can print it out, you can take a screenshot, you can write it down somewhere. Don't lose it. But also, automatically, the form sends you an email with your unique ID. So you're actually going to receive an email that you've completed this form, and it will have your unique ID. So it should be in your email, but just to be safe, if I were you, I will write it down somewhere. And if I have, and I probably will take a screenshot, also save it in my photos, or if you have access to a printer, print it. Many times people reach out to us and like, oh, I lost my unique ID, or I forgot to save it, or I forgot to. So you should receive it in your email. If you don't have it in your email, check your spam and junk folder, because sometimes our emails go to people's spam and junk folder. Don't let that be you. And that's it. Easy peasy. Now I will go to the questions. Some people have raised their hand. I will let them ask question. Francisca, I've allowed you to speak. You can go ahead and speak. And then there is someone that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. So you want to change that to your real name so that I can call on you. So if you want me to call on you, make sure you're changing your display name to your real name. All right, Francisca, you can go ahead. Okay, let me allow somebody else. Muibi Mohammed, I see your hand is up.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm very fine, sir. So the question I want to ask is that when you were mentioning, when you were talking about the CGPA, what about we that we are still in school and we can't say for sure that okay, this is exactly what we'll be coming out with.
Yeah, so that's why this scholarship is for, of course, recent graduates and for those who will be finishing in 2025. Okay, so
Yes,
so not only just final year students, but you need to be final year student finishing in 2025. And at that point, if you truly a final year student, then you'll be finishing this year, your GP might change a little bit, but it's not going to change drastically. Because if you're taking out of 10 semesters, you're probably done 9 at that point. So what we tell people is, if you are in that category, if you're finishing next year, don't apply. Wait till next year. This is a yearly, this is an annual scholarship. So there is, by God's grace, there is going to be another one next year. So if you are still in 200 level or 300 level or 2 years away from graduating, don't apply. We won't pick you. It's as simple as that.
Oh, okay, sir.
But if you're going to be graduating this year, then we expect you to have a GPA that will be very close to whatever you're going to finish with anyway. And at that point, you can send us your latest transcript and your GPA. You don't put expected GPA. Put an actual GPA that you can back up with evidence, which is your transcript.
Okay, so like at the moment we are in the second semester of I'm in 400 level and we are in second semester, but we are still yet to do exam. So I should just put my first semester CGPA instead.
Correct.
Thank you very much, sir.
Because that is what you can defend, right? So if at the end of your first semester, your GPA is 4.14 out of 5, you put 4.14. Don't say, I think I'm going to finish with 4.3, so I'm going to put 4.3, because at the end of the day, if we ask you for your transcript and your transcript is saying 4.14, but in the application form you've put 4.3, then we just toss you. I mean, at that point, you won't even hear from us anymore. We'll move to the next person, right? So always make sure that whatever you put in the application form, you can back it up with evidence.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're
I
welcome.
understand now.
Vailaja Eunice.
Good evening,
Hi,
sir.
Michael.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, sir, I wanted to be clear on the essay question where you were mentioning something about contribution to an organization. I didn't get that clearly.
So in the essay question, there is no contribution to an organization. We just say, why should we select you for the scholarship?
Okay.
That's the only question that is here. At other stages, we might ask you some other questions, but for this application opening in 2 days, this is the only question. Why should we select you for the scholarship?
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right.
So the one that Haruna sent to me. What's the convention?
Ashkaya Sharma.
Yeah, hi, Michael. First of all, thank you for the opportunity, and we are really grateful for the mission that you are doing for the students. That is just one query. Are you able to hear me?
Sorry, say that again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So my question is, I've graduated in 2018, and I have decent GPA, and I have 5 years of work experience. So will this be able to help me get this scholarship, or is this scholarship for guys like me, or you are looking for some other type of candidates for this scholarship?
So the scholarship is open to people from all backgrounds, whether you're, in medicine or arts or sciences. It's open to everybody from all backgrounds. Is that your question?
No, I'm just asking that is this more towards recent graduates or people uh, who are working currently? They will also get a
Yeah.
chance for the scholarship.
Yeah, so recent graduates are preferred. It's open to all, but by recent graduates, we mean that you got your last degree within the last 5 years. So from 2020, 2021, and to be honest, over 90% of our applicants are recent graduates anyway, because they are the ones interested in going abroad and to further their studies. So that's who we cater to. That said, if you go on our website, you'll find instances where people graduated more than 5 years before they were awarded the scholarship. But yeah. And the reason is because we feel like if you really wanted to go to grad school, you would have done it, within 5 years after you graduated. So in my experience, people's desire to go to grad school reduces over time. So I'm not saying that's absolute, but I'm saying if you take 100 people and you monitor them after grad school, no, after their undergrad, after 1 year, a lot of them might still say, yeah, I might want to go, I don't want to go. But after 5 years, the ones that really wanted to go to grad school will have gone. And the ones that are left will be like, no, I'm happy with my job, I'm happy with my life, which is fine. So that's why also for us, we cater to people who are recent graduates. Doesn't mean that you can't apply if you graduated 10 years ago. It's okay for you to apply.
Yeah, I have given IELTS recently and get a decent score, and I'm also preparing for GRE as well. So should I apply for the scholarship? Uh, so you said like it's open for all, so I can apply, no? I can
Yeah,
apply.
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Oluwapelumi Agosu, you can go ahead and talk.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, so well, my question is as the application proceed, are we going to be needing documents like statement of purpose, motivation letter, and stuff like that for the application?
No, the application, I mean, the application is really simple, deceptively simple. Like this is it, guys. This is the application. It takes probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes to fill. You're not uploading anything. The only time you need to type will be, why should we select you for this scholarship, which is just 150 words. And that's it.
Okay,
It
sir.
will be in the, if we need to reach out to you in the future, that's when you might be asked for statement of purpose or CV or whatever it is we want to ask for at that point.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Tertiary. Tertiary, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. Yeah, so my question is this considering the population of scholars that is going to register for this scholarship, I mean the numbers is over 1,000. My question is, the essay that was supposed to write is 150 words. So what are the key things to note while writing the essay, aside from praying that we should get the votes? For us scholars writing it, what are the key things that we're supposed to write, like put down to be lucky enough to get selected, sir?
Okay. Thank you. That's a good question. So you need to know why you're applying at all, right? So that's the question that really only you can answer. Why am I applying for this scholarship? Why do I want to be an MT scholar? And I can't say, these are the three things to note, because people say, oh, you said, these are the three things to note, and I did those three things and I wasn't selected. There is nothing I can tell you here that would guarantee that you're going to be selected, because again, you're competing with many thousands of people. That said, I'm going to encourage you to go on our website and learn about the organization. Go on our social media channels and just kind of get a feel for what we talk about, what we say, and it will get you in the mindset where you can write something that would be meaningful. It's not any different from if you are going for an interview. Like when I was going for my, I worked in Shell for many years. When I was going for my interview, I read everything that I could find on Shell. And in fact, on the particular, division in Shell that I was going to be interviewed for. So it's not any different. So I would just say learn as much as you can about the Michael Taiwo scholarships and why it was started, how it has continued, and then use all that to write something that makes sense. Stephen Taiwo, you can.
Yes,
ask.
sir. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
Okay. My question is in line with the first speaker who asked about, finishing a degree and stuff like that. So my question is, I'm someone who is currently doing my MA, program. I'm done with my first year. I'm currently conducting my research. So I'm asking, will it be possible for someone like me to apply for the scholarship, sir? Like I'm not done, optional. And then in the I think in one of the questions, I mean one of the sections we answer. I don't know whether there's a place where we can add our current, I mean current um score, CGPA score in that option of okay in progress in that context, if it is possible, or if it is not required at this stage.
No, it's not required at this stage. We're not going to ask you to upload anything right now. The questions that we have for you are already on the form. If we need more, we will reach out to you, which is why it's important for you to have your email address and your phone number.
Okay. There's one other question. The numbers, I mean the phone number that we are supposed to put. For example, I have two phone numbers. One is outside. I mean, one is not from Nigeria, and then the other is in Nigeria number. So my Nigerian number is my WhatsApp number. So I don't know, should we just put the number you can reach via WhatsApp or via normal phone call, sir? If it is going to be the case.
That's a very good question. I would say you should, if you have multiple phone numbers, you should prioritize the one that is on WhatsApp, because we'll probably be using WhatsApp. We don't have Telegram or things like that, but we'll probably be using WhatsApp to reach out to you. If we can't get a hold of you that way, then we can pay for airtime and try to get a hold of you, but it will be much easier with WhatsApp.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is Tertiaire available now?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Thanks for all you are doing, sir. So my question is this: I've been reading through the social media platforms, and they emphasize on research papers as they will give a great boost to the scholarship selection. So, and looking at the fund, there is no provision for that. So, I want to ask, could that be needed maybe in the later stages, or there is how you can still include that at this point, sir?
Sorry, ask that question again.
So on the social media platforms, they emphasize the need for research papers. So people have published articles before now. So I want to ask that on this form, there is no provision for that. So
Yeah.
could it?
So you want to put that in your essay in a way to say, I've published papers, I've, done this, I've done that. So now I just need help to get to the next level, something like that. So you want to sell yourself in this is a blank canvas. Paint what you want on it. So if I were you and I publish paper and I think that is one of my strongest selling points, then you want to put it here.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I think there is a George Hansen.
Yeah, hi. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, my question is for the advanced degree, when you select ongoing, you are not permitted or allowed to type in your GPA.
Yeah, correct, because it's in progress.
So what if, sorry, you can't continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What if you are supposed to complete, let's say, this year, and you already have, let's say, the first semester's, GPA, and you feel it's going to help you to maybe be selected?
Yeah, for this one, the reason is because unlike in undergrad where if you're already in the final year in the undergrad, your GPA is not going to change that much. I mean, it moves a couple of second decimal places, but it's not going to move that much. You can't really say the same for a master's because most masters are just 4 semesters. Some are even 2 or 3, but let's even say it's 4. Each semester is very important because there are only 4, unlike in undergrad where it might be 8 or 10. So there is not much. You could be on 4.9 out of a 5 one semester, and if you have a terrible score the next semester, it might drop. So because of that, there is really not much that your in-progress GPA will tell us for people who are currently in postgraduate. But we still want to know because it might factor into some decisions that we make. So that's why we don't ask for a GPA for that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Aminu Salisu Aruna.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you, sir. My question is regarding those that studied medicine and graduated. Usually in Nigerian universities, they don't usually give them CGPA. They only classify them as pass, and then maybe someone fell. So how are they going to tackle the issue of the CGPA point?
So thank you for that question, and it's a question we get often. Actually, for people in medicine, they do get the extensions too, so they can pick the extension. I know it's much more difficult to get a distinction than say maybe a first class in chemistry or something like that, but it's not just pass or fail that they do have. And I know this because we've seen people with extension that finish with extension. So you could do that. Sometimes you might have an overall result that is pass, but maybe out of your 5 courses or 4, maybe you got distinction in 3. You can say that in the essay to say, I have the extension in this and this and this, but overall, I got a pass. So you can say that. But this process caters to medical students as well.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Christian Chijioke.
Good evening, Dr. Michael. And thanks for hosting this webinar. I wanted to find out how does the portfolio of or profile of a typical successful applicant look like?
I think that question is best answered by going to our website. So can you still see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so if you go on our website, which I expect that you should be familiar with the website by now. Are you?
I am familiar with it.
Okay, so if you go on the website, and the reason I'm saying that is this is much better than anything I tell you.
Okay.
It's always better to kind of see for yourself than whatever I'm going to tell you is not going to be as accurate or as indicative as what has already happened. So if you come to the website, you can say, okay, or courses, right? University. You can use this to search. So if you want to know the people who were awarded in 2020, you click on 2020. I don't know why the website is not showing up. All the winners are supposed to show. Maybe, let's see. I will look into that, but all of the winners are supposed to show, and it used to show. I don't know what's going on right now. But if you click on the award year, it will show you all of the people who won in a particular year. And then you can do the research yourself. Like if you want to know, okay, how many people went to, for instance, Ahmadu Bello University and were part of the winners, it will show you all of that. So I don't know why this one is not showing. Hopefully it's not my browser. But we recently launched the website and we had all of the winners. So I will get with my team to show that. But I think that's your answer. You want to come in here and you want to look at the winners, and you just want to go through them one by one and see if you can come up with a typical profile.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. So that's Christian Chidioke, right?
Yes, sir.
Musa Suleiman. Musa Suleiman.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for the opportunity for putting this on together.
Good evening, Dr. Michael Taiwo.
Yeah, hold on, Success. I think Musa is speaking.
All right, sir.
Yes, sir, I have a question. My question is,
Sorry, speak louder. I'm struggling to hear you.
Yeah, yes, sir. I say, I'm not really familiarized myself with the ancient and plan. But my question is the Michael Taiwo scholarship specifically meant for first class graduates? Because I noticed that previous awardees, most of them, and when I go through the list, I discovered that I couldn't find a C1 graduate among the awardees. So I will be great to read more from clarification.
Yeah, you're still breaking in and out, but I think I got the gist of your question, which is this scholarship only for first class graduate? So the short answer is no, it's not only for first class graduate. However, the reality is that first class graduates do have an advantage. It doesn't mean it's automatic for them. Let me give you a statistic. Last year, we had over 350 first class graduates applied. Actually, I think that's not even not true. I think it's more like 3,000, over 3,000 first class graduates. So that's not, that you have first class doesn't mean you're going to win this. That's number one. Number two, people who have 2-1 and even 2-2, they have won the scholarship before. So it's also not realistic or practical to say we're going to see someone with a 2-2 and someone with a first class and we're going to treat them the same. They're not the same, and I don't know of any process, whether it's graduate school admissions or looking for a job, that will treat both profiles as the same. That doesn't mean that I know people with 2-2 all the time that get fully funded scholarships, right? And I know people all the time with 2-2 that get great jobs. So it is possible, but as a whole, they are not going to be treated the same. So we do our best to make sure that we are holistic in our selection. Pretty much we just try to mirror what graduate school admissions committee do. That's how, a lot of questions about how do you select, how do you evaluate. As much as possible, just try to mirror what graduate schools do as well. So if you're not a first class student, try to present yourself in a strong light in the way you answer your questions and why you should be selected and things like that. If you are you still need to present yourself in a strong light too, because you're still competing against thousands, literally thousands of other first-class students as well. So I hope that answers the question. Charity, you can go ahead now.
All right, thank you so much, sir. I want to ask, I took time to sample some of the applicants' essays that you shared on Twitter. And somehow when I was going through it, I kind of felt as though most of the applicants maintained a particular tone while responding to the question, why should we consider you for the empty scholarship? So I want to ask, is there like a particular tone or approach that applicants are expected to use while writing the essay?
Did you say tone?
Yes, tone or pattern of
Yes.
responding to the question.
So if you found that, then maybe that's your competitive advantage. Like there is a kind of tone I like, there is a kind of profile I like. That's why I said I think your best answer is just go and look at the people who won this before. It will tell you more than anything I can, because maybe I don't even know the kind of tone I like, but if you've read my tweet and you see that I obviously like a particular kind of tweet, maybe that is it. But that might not be authentic for you, which it might not work for you. So I don't know. So maybe the key is just to be real and see. But somebody sent me this link that is working, so I don't know. This is an example. But if I go back to winners, I don't see any winner. Okay. I don't know why it didn't work before, but this is what I'm saying. So come in here and look at all those people. So if I click 2020, it should load all of the winners from 2020. And some of them are graduating now. And if you go to 2019, it should load winners also from 2019. And just, go through them. If you know some of them, you can ask them, hey, what worked for you? What did you do? This is from last year. Yeah, we try to put as many information, and she's in the US now. We try to put as many information as possible out there. So, just go there and do your research, and if, like Charity said, if there is a particular tone that you discover that works, then maybe you use that tone. All the best. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to take one last question, and I think that will be from Success. We're going to finish with Success. So, Success.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much. So my question is, the please provided on the form for standardized test, if you've taken the standardized test before. So I wanted to ask, what if the candidate has taken the test years ago, like about 6-7 years ago? Is it still like relevant to add it to the form?
No, it's if the test has expired. So TOEFL expires after 2 years, GRE expires after 5 years, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So if you've taken the TOEFL more than 2 years ago, then you shouldn't put it there, because obviously if it's not useful for the graduate school, it's not useful for us, right?
All right. Thanks, sir.
GRE expires after 5 years. So if your GRE has been more than 5 years ago, then it's not useful.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. The recording of this webinar is going to be made available. I know some people have asked that question. So as soon as the link is out, I'll send it to our public relations team, and they will blast it across. Thank you all very much for joining. About 320 something people joined, which tells me that we're going to have a wonderful application season. Thanks for joining, and thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good one.